All righty, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup. I hope everybody's having a great trading session. Happy Tuesday prior to the FOMC. Markets are stabilizing a little bit here. And I think that, what we had talked about ahead of the FOMC is basically taking place. We're consolidating. I actually thought the equity markets were going to rally a little bit further. That's not to say that they won't. You take the S&P, and I still think this is the range. So the reason why I say that is I think we can still drift higher to the middle of that range going into the FOMC. But I don't know. I mean, the markets are trading kind of heavy. Dollar's pretty firm. I picked up some euro this morning. Down here at 19 just a little while ago. And I picked it up because if you saw the chart of the day, I think this is good support. So as I said on the morning edge today, as we were dropping, I'm like, we start getting close to 117. I don't mind being long. And, we got within about 20 pips, and I'm like, yeah, well, I think it'll bounce. I think risk is stabilizing, but like I said, stocks are stabilizing, but I don't think they're trading well. I just don't. We're up 0.5% right now, but it's not too convincing. It's not. And then you got, some of these commodity currencies like the Aussie. The Aussie's trading really heavy. I think that we're going to consolidate somewhere here. I mean, if you're looking at the Aussie, like let's just kind of taking a step back a little bit, looking at the Aussie dollar, this is the range, right? And that seems like the range. And we're pretty much in the middle of the range. So, Kiwi, middle of the range. Dollar Canadian, middle of the range, right? I'm actually actively trying to buy the US dollar Norwegian krona just on a little bit of a dip further. But, if you think about like, that's the range. Dollar Mexican peso, there's your range, right? Dollar yen. I have no idea how to trade this thing. Hey, I could lie to you and say I know exactly what I'm doing with the dollar yen, but that is a lie because I really have zero clue on how to trade the dollar yen. I leave that up to you guys. Sterling. I venture to guess. Let's take this off real quick. I have to admit it's just not trading too well, but I would think that the range that the sterling's in pre-FOMC is right there. So we got about 24 hours, roughly, just a little bit more than 24 hours. And we're range bound. One of the things that I did do earlier this morning, you guys saw the tweet, but I did short the US dollar South African rand at 14.89. I closed that at 14.84 roughly, just a little while ago. Took some off of that. So wanted to sell it on a new high when it completed that inverted head and shoulder pattern, hit the 618. So I just shorted it there. So I made a little bit there. And like I said, I picked up the euro dollar here if you're not in the chat room. So, I got out of the rand, closed a little bit of my euro sterling longs, picked up the euro at 19. I'm probably going to take 10, 12 pips off the euro. I'm going to try to here in a few minutes and just get to cash on the dollar. So I don't have any dollar exposure, but that's what I'm thinking right now. I'm not expecting, the euro to rally back to 118 right now. I just think we're going to spend the next 24 hours just bebopping around, maybe driven more by order flows. So, and I'm just hoping, the dollar dips a little bit and allows me to get long, like especially against the US dollar, Norwegian krona. I do want to play this on the long side. I would like to buy it like right here, around that 65 level. Should be closer to here. I'd like to play it somewhere down there, right? But anyway, that's just what I'm thinking right now. Catherine asks, hey, Blake, what do you think of a good level to pick up the US dollar, Norwegian krona if we can get it? Thanks. I think this right here. Here, let me get rid of this little shaded area. See the 618 right here? 864. So the Norwegian krona has a bit of a weird, it's got kind of a wide spread, even though it moves quick, you know what I mean? So but the spread, depending on your broker, might be like mine's pretty wide. It's kind of a not trading through JP Morgan is not fun as far as spreads go. I have to take into account a lot bigger spread on these retail platforms now. And so right now I see like 81.5 by 82.5. So that's a 100 pip wide rand, which is closer to like if you're trading in the euro, it's more closer to like a 4 or 5 pip spread, based on, the pip value. So, for me, like I'll put in a bid of like 865. And so when that gets triggered, hopefully I get in around 865, maybe 865.50. If it gets down there, that's kind of like, I'd like for it to just come down, trip a few stops and, fill me for a long. That's what I'm thinking. And let me say one other thing. I don't want to be super aggressive right now. So all of my position sizes are definitely reduced because you don't want to go into the FOMC like with huge positioning. You know what I mean? You want to be able to be very nimble. So if I'm wrong, and let's say the dollar weakens and stocks rally, I don't want to have like a lot of exposure, especially because I'm going to be trying to, sell the dollar against other things. So I want to make sure I get stopped out, not freaked out that I've, took a big loss so I can focus on other opportunities. That's going to be the trick for me tomorrow. Hope that makes sense. Let's take a real quick look around. Just, Gensler's talking about cryptos right now. So crypto markets getting a little jiggy. The Ethereum's back below 3,000. Bitcoin's nearing that 42.5 again. Just keep an eye on the crypto space. It's just a matter of time before tighter regulations, more taxation, tracking, crypto market's going to come under scrutiny. It's going to continue. So let's keep that in mind. I think it's going to weigh on the crypto space. Let's take a look at precious metals really quick. So silver's recovered a bit here. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. I still think that silver is trading heavy. So at this point, if you guys are trading silver or precious metals in general, you gotta watch like silver. That's probably around a 38% retracement, I would assume. Yeah, 38% retracement is just like the top of this like previous flag. Here's gold. Gold's made a decent recovery. We talked about this possible inverted head and shoulder pattern. Dale asked about it. I think it's doable. But I don't know. I still think that precious metals trade like crap. If you're long gold for whatever reason, because you're like, oh well, the Fed's going to be dovish, yada yada yada. Stocks are going to rally. Gold's going to come down. So if gold rally with stocks. Sorry. If you really feel that way and you feel like the Fed's gonna be dovish and dollar's gonna come under pressure, stocks are gonna go up, gold's gonna go up, then just don't risk below the 618, because I think if we break this 618, we are going to attack these lows again. I mean, from 1737 to 1680, that's a 50-point drop. I think this is one of those like trap door moves that you if you're bullish and you're trading it, you just don't want to be long there, right? I don't think so. Catherine says, brilliant. Thanks. You're welcome. Let's see what else. Oh, I did take a little bit of this euro sterling off. I'm long, but do you see this trend line and how we're knocking our head up against it? Just be careful. I still think it's going higher because of the false breakdown. I think see this channel. That's what I think's happening. I think should put us closer to 87, but eventually. But that's going to be a risk off trade. That is a risk off trade. That is if stocks come down, it's going higher. So you just got to be a little careful with it as we come into the FOMC, because I think that the sterling underperforms the euro in a risk off environment, personally. Okay, let's see here. I hope you guys and gals have a nice afternoon. It's kind of slow. Again, think consolidation, think paring down your position sizes, and just kind of get a good night's sleep. I think that's the most important thing, is just getting a good night's sleep, being rested for tomorrow's action, because I think tomorrow is going to be a big day, right? It's going to be a big day in the markets. We're either going to all-time highs or the S&P is going to be breaking these recent lows. That's it. One of the two is happening by the end of the week, I would think. So have a great night. Thanks, everybody.